Hi guys, welcome to Planning EHR Implementation. My name is Jada and I'll be helping narrate the slides and showing you guys how to do the assignment. So first we want to go over our objectives. Our objectives are first, implement an EHR, which is an electronic health record, in an organization using the breakdown of tasks. Second, we're going to develop a training schedule for employees after configuration is complete. And then lastly, we'll go over how long the project will actually take. In this, I stated that it does depend on the criteria, depending on weekends are taken off. But when I did the assignment, it was from October 2018 until April 2019. So our high-level tasks for the assignment, first we're going to start off with the patient information management, clinical information systems. This requires a configuration for 1, 3, and 4, so patient information, laboratory, and also pharmacy. We go to laboratory, which is next, requires configuration of number 1. And lastly, we have pharmacy, which requires configuration of number 3. So the order, so the last slide discussed the criteria. Now we're going to go ahead and put it into order. So we have patient information management first. Second, we're going to have a laboratory. Third, we're going to have a pharmacy. And fourth, we're going to have clinical information system. So for the assignment, we are tasked with making a schedule and also putting the subtask under the task. So the specific steps that I've had for you guys, we're going to go into a little bit more in depth, and I have slides after this. But first, you're going to want to download and open the Gantt software. This does go with Windows, Mac, and other PCs compatible. In Blackboard, it does go over other softwares that can be used, but Gantt has been the best for me, especially with the examples that are provided in Blackboard as well. Second, we're going to add first tasks. You're going to want to repeat 1 through 4 tasks for each of these, and then also go into the subtask, which we'll get to later. And each of these is, as an example, for patient information management, you're going to click on the clock-like button, and that's how you're going to add your first tasks, and then also computing your subtask, which again, we'll get to in a minute. So then you're going to input your information, such as setting the date. This can be done by double-clicking or right-clicking in order to pull up the detailed menu, and it'll have a duration line, which will indicate 3 days, 10 days, or even up to a month. So you guys will have that specific criteria that was in Blackboard. Next, you're going to add your subtasks. The clock-like button, once again, tasks should appear below the first task, so it'll be an indented line. And then you'll have your subtask, and you're going to want to do the same steps as the duration and adding a title for each of those subtasks. And then 5 is you're going to be adding your predecessors. So that can be done by right-clicking on the task. The larger detailed menu will appear, and you're going to click to the right, and it should be the second or third option. I'll have it pictured for you guys. And you're going to click on predecessors. You're going to add. It'll have a drop-down box, and you guys should be able to select whatever predecessor is needed for that specific task. And then from there, you can just press OK, and it'll make sure that that task has been an option for the predecessor. So here is the Gantt project display. I wanted to take a screenshot for you guys so you guys know what it actually looks like. So right here, you'll be able to see the date that it's going to actually start on. You can also see the name, the begin date, and also end date. You'll see features such as the critical path, which Blackboard asks us to get to, and I'll get that in a moment. You'll also be able to start by adding by the clock. You'll click on the clock, and that's how you're going to be adding your task, and I'll also show that to you guys in just one moment. But let's just keep that in mind, and here's just an overall aspect of what Gantt is going to look like. So inputting task and duration, Once again, when you are putting your task in, you're going to want to double click on it or right click on it. You can go ahead and put a name in. I had the first one as patient management information. And what you're going to want to do is you can put your duration. For this one, it was between the 3 or 5 days. And what you can do from there is you can press OK. And then it'll show up for you. Next is setting predecessors. Again, from your general, you're going to want to click on predecessors, which is to your right. It's going to have the task name in which you want to provide the predecessor. It's going to be a click down box. And obviously for this specific task, we're not going to have a predecessor, but if you did, this is where you're going to want to go. So here is the Gantt chart. Obviously, once we've gone through each of the tasks and subtasks by inputting them from Blackboard, the instructions are clear, which ones configures before and after. Make sure you're following that. So if you take a look on just the task number 1, which is patient information system, you'll see that I have ordered the subtasks that also go along with the predecessors. So that you'll want to make sure you're setting your duration, predecessors, clicking OK, and saving it so that way it will form the critical path in a specific way. In Blackboard, it does ask for us to show a critical path. So here is a visual display. You'll be able to see the grayish dark lines that are going to indicate the most detailed of that specific task. And here is a zoomed out version of the Gantt chart. You can, like I have in the corner, it's zoom in and zoom out. So you're able to have a smaller version and also a large version. The previous picture was a large version, so you guys were able to see more of the tasks and the subtasks on the side. But I just zoomed it out so that way you're able to see the critical path a little more clearly, and then also see how long the duration of the project is. So obviously you can see in the corner from 2018 of October going all the way up to April in 2019. So you can also be looking at your begin dates and end dates as well, so that way that's indicated and validated once you finish up the project. And lastly, we have introspection. Is project management software useful and why? For the project management software that I used for Gantt, it was very useful, especially taking consideration if the management is going to decide if you have weekdays and weekends off. You want to make sure that you're scheduling it in a way that is most detailed and true to what is actually being scheduled. And also it provides a very detailed and validated version of the schedule that a manager would be going through, and such as the trainings as well. I noticed that training did throw off the dates and times a little bit, but you want to just make sure you're double checking so nothing collides and is confusing. So if you guys have any questions, please comment in the discussion board and I'll be able to reach out to you guys. Or you're able to go to Blackboard, and we're provided with numerous videos from our classmates and previous classes, so that way that's also a guide for you all to finish the assignment. I wish you guys luck. Thank you and have a great one.